Hello, welcome to Conversation Matters. How can I help you? Oh, of course. May I see your prescription for a moment? Let's see. Oh, bullying? Absolutely. I can get you in with a certified conversationalist right away. Yes, you can hang up your jacket right there, then take your prescription and go through that door. I've already let him know that you're here, so he'll be waiting for you.
Hello, yes, come on in. Come on in. Of course we take your provider. May I see your prescription? It's a nice shiner you got there. Oh no. Did you get that from somebody bullying you? You did, didn't you? I thought so. No. No, don't be upset. Don't be upset. Here. Let me wipe your eyes. No. Shh. Sit down. It's all right. Come here. There's absolutely no reason for you to be upset right now, and I'll give you a good reason why. You're amongst friends. My receptionist and I, we understand what you're going through. We do. You're not the first person I've seen that's been bullied today. I know. It's real easy for me to tell you how you're safe here and tell you how everything's going to be all right, and here you go. There you go. There you go. That's better, isn't it? Can't have you sitting there with your nose running. I know, it's all lip service. I know. Okay. But you're not going to get better till you relax, start thinking clearly. The thing about bullying is, it is a situation where someone has decided to either control or harm you, period. We're not going to go into the psychology of it, how they're wrong and they should know better and all that. We're going to go into what you have to do when somebody tries to take control of you, push you around, or harm you. You need to take decisive action right away. You need to come up with a plan of action. You need to carry it out. You need to follow through. And once you get the bully's attention, they should leave you alone at that point. Well, I know it's easier said than done. Don't you think I was ever bullied in my life? I have. I've been bullied. Well, let me see. When I was a child, I was bullied a lot. I went to a pretty rough school, and it was not unusual for me to get punched around or pushed or knocked down. And to be quite honest, it wasn't unusual for me to knock somebody down or to push somebody down or to hit someone, whether in retaliation or just a feeling of getting even. I think that's the sad part about bullying. It starts to, well, the more bullying there is, the more it tends to proliferate. Children retaliate against those weaker than them, and then they start that behavior, and it makes the next group want to attack the ones younger than them and weaker than them, and so on and so on. And it starts to cause a cascade, like a waterfall, of damage all the way down the line. And what we want to do is stop that in as positive a way as we can. and sometimes make a friend out of an enemy, or get a bully to realize that they need to stop doing it. Because the old adage, if you stand up to a bully and you bloody their nose, but they still end up beating you up, they won't come back to bother you, and there's a reason for that. They're not going to keep challenging somebody that's going to take swings at them and fight back. No. That's too much work. So they're going to go and look for greener pastures, somebody that'll take their abuse and not fight back, because that's not the way it works, right? So there is that method. It's very simple. When somebody tries to bully you, they push you into the wall, push back. And you're within your rights as long as you retaliate within the equal amount of force or equal amount of verbal attack back. You really have not overstepped your bounds. You're not bullying. You're simply defending yourself. And you are allowed to do that. So there is that method. Now, what can happen is the bully can get respect for you and say, okay, that person fights back, stands up for themselves. All right, I got some respect for that person. Or they could say, oh, they're not worth it. And invariably they move on to, like I said, greener pastures and pick on somebody that's weaker, doesn't fight back. Now, there's another method where you can try to reason with a bully. You can try to talk to them. You can try to get them to understand that their actions were very, very volatile. And you can do that through, verbally communicating it, through physically communicating it. And that doesn't always mean you have to hurt somebody. But let's just say, a guy comes up and wants to bully me and push me. And I pull out a small, legal firearm and stick it in his stomach and say, I think you better stop right there. That show of force is going to frighten that person, and they're going to be, whoa, boy, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I overstepped my bounds, I'm never doing that again. Now, sticking guns in people's stomachs is, and threatening to shoot them is not a good way to solve problems. But it does illustrate how, taking it that extra step, when somebody thinks, I'm going to bully this person, I'm going to slap them around, and you take it to the next level in some strange way they weren't expecting it, it tends to shock a person. They go, whoa, that was a mistake. So let's look at some non-violent and actually frightening ways we can get a bully's attention and get them to stop. So we have a bully, he just agitates you every time you're at the sink washing your hands after you go to the bathroom. And he kind of stand there waiting for you, and he's going to do it again. What you could do is turn the water up really hot. It's not going to burn him, but it is going to shock him, cold or hot. And right when he's just about to walk up and, start agitating you, fling the water up into his face and soak him down. Now, he's going to be all wet. And he's going to have a wet, the front of his pants is all wet now. And he's like, oh, he looks like he peed his pants. Everybody's going to laugh at him. You better get out of there real quick. But what it does is it would maybe get him to realize I shouldn't do that because, the guy got the best of me. And you could say, hey, you better clean yourself up there, dude. Now, where I went to school, if you did that, the guy would just keep hunting you down until he found you and beat you up for a week straight for doing it. But he eventually would stop, trying to bother you when you're in the bathroom. So that is one method. You could be in art class and the guy keeps bumping into you. Well, you could turn around and accidentally spill paint on him. And then he'll start crying because it's his good shirt. His mom's going to yell at him. You're in trouble now. So now the tables have turned because you spilled a little paint on his shirt. And you see how big of a baby he is. And he starts crying, my mom's going to spank me. But it might get him to realize that he's causing harm. He did something stupid, and he did it over and over again. Well, today, his stupidity caused an adverse reaction. It caused a horrible negative reaction. Somebody spilled a cup of paint all over his pants, all over his shirt, down his arm. And it's an inconvenience. Now I got to go get cleaned up. Teacher's going to say, well, would you spill paint? It was an accident. Of course it was an accident. He bumped into you and you spilled paint down his pants, down his shirt. He bumps into me. He knocked me all the way across the aisleway. I didn't mean to spill the paint on him. I guess he didn't see I was holding paint in my hand, But it would get the person to understand that I should back off. And it usually works. If you do it properly, the person might be angry at you and not want to talk to you, but I don't think that should be your priority. Down the road, maybe you can talk to them and get them to realize, hey, I'd rather be friends, man. I'd rather, why can't we just, talk? Hey, what's happening? We don't have to be, adversaries here. We don't have to be enemies. And it works. And a lot of times, people don't realize they're being jerks. They really don't. They think they're being funny. They think they're being funny, making fun of you in front of the girls, and they're impressing the girls. And sometimes they're trying to impress the guys. They want to fit in with the guys. They don't want to get picked on either. So they think, well, I'll pick on him and do something funny, and then the guys will think I'm cool. So either way, it's usually about them trying to impress somebody. And if you can do something to maybe not mock them, not make them look stupid or embarrass them, but more or less get their attention or make it look like it's not worth the time to do it, they'll quit. And I've seen many bullies quit their route of behavior because it doesn't work anymore. I had a bully, this is strange, I was a grown man, and we hired a new guy, and he was trying to impress everybody, so he starts trying to throw his weight around. He was a pretty big kid, younger, and I'm a pretty big kid myself, but I guess for some reason he wasn't intimidated, or he thought that wasn't going to be a problem. So he just kept egging everyone on. So a friend of mine was standing there with me, and we were taking care of a piece of equipment, and we hear somebody yell, hey, hey, hey. And this guy is up floor above us looking down, and he kind of like, I don't remember if he flipped us off or what. And I was like, go F yourself, dude. He came running down there like he's going to beat us up. And I'm like, is this actually happening? This guy thinks he's going to beat me up. So he came running down there, and I told him, I said, like, hey, you got to calm down, dude. This isn't going to happen. And he's like, what you guys, you got something to say now? Say it to my face. Yeah, I'll say it to your face. You're being a real self-righteous asshole right now. And you're going to get, like, your head kicked in if you don't cut it out, because I'm not going to take this from you. What's wrong with you? Like, did your mom not pack your lunch today or something? So he kept saying, like, well, say it to my face. Well, that didn't go nowhere, because we were both like, well, come on, you're going to take a swing, do it. He didn't know what to do, because we were going to beat him up. And it's like, well, I was just joking around. Well, it didn't sound like you were joking around when you were like saying, puffing up your chest, trying to bump into me, and I shoved you backwards with those channel locks I was holding in my hand. You didn't like that, did you? Remember that little thing where you stick the gun in the guy's belly? Well, channel locks work real good too. You pinch them right on the belly fat. Ooh, just a little, not too much. Just leave a little raspberry there right around the belly button. Just a little pee, just a little pinch. So anyway, he's pouting about his belly button, and he got a little pinch there for his troubles, and he's pouting, and he's gonna have to tell somebody. And I'm like, well, you tell whoever you want, but I tell you, when we're done, I'm gonna take these channel locks and crank you over the head. Now, this isn't something you're gonna hear in a regular, conversation, but I think you need to hear it. So anyway, make a long story short, we tormented this guy pretty good the rest of the day, and then he started crying. And, he started actually crying. And we found out that, he's just afraid of not fitting in. And he doesn't want everybody to think he's a big wimp. The crying didn't tip us off. And, we patted him on the back. We'll all be friends. Let's cut it out. Quit crying. You look terrible. So it ended well, you know. There was a guy bullying everyone, and then when we caught him flat-footed, he learned that was bad behavior. And that's how you do that with people. You have to show them sometimes. Now, what I'm curious about, since I'm kind of getting you smiling and giggling here, is who put that shiner on you and what brought you here today? Would you like to tell me? Okay. Really? Are you serious? Oh my goodness. Unbelievable. Really? Well, that's just schoolyard stuff. Punched you over a basketball game. Okay, so let me get this straight. You're doing 3-on-3, right? And this guy shows up. So he decides he wants to play, right? And instead of sitting out and waiting until that game's over, he thinks you need to hit the bricks. Has this happened before? Okay, so you guys have had a run-in before. So he figures 3-on-3 means me and 2 other guys, you have to go. And the other guys just let it go on? I mean, you do have to stand up for yourself. It's not their job, but they were cool with that? Well, that's not very good friends, is it? That's what I was thinking. Well, I mean, if they invited you to play and then this guy shows up and then you're no good anymore, that's not really good friends. Just something to think about. And I know if they asked me again, I'd say, hey, I don't know, man. I thought we were friends. I'm sitting on the sideline waiting for a ride home. Nursing a black eye ain't my idea of a good time. Right? Okay. Well, this situation's kind of strange. I don't quite understand why this person would feel that they could just do this to you. Is he a lot bigger than you? Okay. All right, well, first of all, we gotta talk. You're not a wimp. You've got some muscles on you. You're in pretty good shape. He's not much taller than you, and he's about the same build as you from what you described. Why'd you let him do this to you? All right, so you felt like if you did stand up for yourself, maybe the other guys would jump in? All right, well, that's not cool either. Okay, first things first. I know you're not confident right now, but you got to get more confident. These guys probably aren't your best friends. They needed a third, and then this guy got out of whatever he was doing and showed up. Well, then they don't need you anymore. So right there, I wouldn't waste a lot of time trying to get into the next game. Second of all, the guy, he pasted you one, and he hurt your pride more than anything else. I would just avoid him and know in the future if somebody's associated with him that I wouldn't give him much time of day. But the third thing is, if you do have another run-in with this guy, and that's where the bullying comes in, him saying you better not come down to that court again, that's not cool, because you can go down there if you want. It's a public place. So if you go down to that court again and he wants to cause you some trouble, we need to talk about what you're going to do in that situation. Number one, you're going to square off, so stand up. That's right, stand up. And you're going to get those hands up in front of your face. You're going to say, hey, it ain't going down like it was last time. So get those hands up, put one hand here. All right, one hand back. Now step back with your foot a little bit. Don't stand there with your feet together and get knocked down. All right, see how I'm standing with my feet apart? A little bit of weight on each leg. All right. Then you keep your hand up. You're right-handed, right? So lead with your right. No, I'm not joking. We're having a conversation about bullying. And this guy needs knocked on his ass. You need to literally knock a spark off of him. He'll quit. All right? So get your hands up. Well, I don't care if your mom and dad don't want you to fight. I see where that got you. You got a black eye and you're in here talking to me. So that's not working. Get your hands up or you're going to get slapped upside your head. You ain't going to like that either. All right. Now listen. Thing about a bully is he's going to start flapping them jaws is. All right? He pushed you, right? That's his go-to MO, right? All right. So you start out peaceful. Let's try that crap on me like he did. All right. As soon as he goes to come in for that push, pop him one right on the button, right square in the nose, right between the eyes. And you push it in, man. Really give him a paste. Now, when I say that, don't pop the nose. That's not going to hurt him. Drive it right in. Drive it in. Put your shoulder down and plow right through his head. You won't kill him. You'll just break his nose. It's the worst thing you can do. But he'll go down like a ton of bricks. If he doesn't go down, his eyes are going to be watering. He's going to have snot bubbles coming out of his nose and bleeding and eyes watering. Might slow him down a little bit. Say, hey, I told you it ain't going to go down like it did last time, so why don't you just move on? That's what you tell him. That's enough. Move on. Now, if he doesn't want to move on, try to remember this now. This is important. Now, he's going to come in. Get your hands up. Cover up your face a little bit, but don't get your hands too close to your face. Keep them a little bit of a distance. And do 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 is a combo. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. See? Practice that. Come on in on me. 1, 2, 3. There you go. Now, when you get them, you got to come in close. Then you got to get those punches have got to have penetration. You punched through the guy. All right? Now, come on. Get in there and mix it up a little bit. Now, the combination. You go home tonight, first punch, pop. Pop him right on the nose, a good one. Right? Next one. Keep your legs in front of you, looking in a mirror. 1, 2, 3. One of those punches is going to penetrate because he's going to block 1, block 2, third one, bang. Most guys just take a couple swings or they swing wildly. Make sure you punch straight in. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Right in there. Nice combination. You do a combination, step back. Get your guard up. See what he does. He might run. If he runs, you stop. Don't gloat. Don't say something stupid like, yeah, you big wimp. Let him go. The whole point is respect. You're going to respect me. You ain't going to push me around. You're not going to knock me around no more. It ain't free this time, baby. And that's what it's about. All right? I know you didn't come in here for this, but that don't matter. You're going to learn how to do this whether you like it or not. Might save your life. Now, let's say you do the old one. You give him a good pasting, and he's like, oh, now you've had it. He starts swinging wildly. He hits you a couple times. Don't close your eyes. Keep your freaking eyes open. Keep your hands up. Keep yourself positioned. All right? Make sure you're blocking those punches come from every angle. Especially when he starts swinging wildly. They end up knocking your eardrum out. Now, 1, 2, 3. Cover up. See what's going on. He don't stop. You go in hard. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 until he's done. Chances are on about 4 or 5, he's going to be falling backwards on his butt. And that's another thing. Don't run backwards. See how when I come at you a little bit, you're backing up. Don't back up. I know I'm a lot taller. I know I'm a lot bigger. It doesn't mean nothing. Here's the thing. When I come at you, step to the side. Go to the right. You got it? Do it. Now stand there. All right, I'm going to come at you now. I'm going to punch you. Go to the right. See what happens? You go to the right. When you go to your right, that exposes me, the cross-section of my chest. See how you do that? Now, I know what to do. I'm going to turn with you. But most people, they're in the moment in the fight. They just stand there. They're like, what are you doing? Stand there so let me punch you. You're not going to stand there and let him punch you, are you? All right. So what are you going to do? You're going to step to the right. All right, ready? Step to the right. Step to the right. All right. Now we're going to do the combination. You're going to step to the right. You're going to step in. 1, 2, 3. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to start mixing these combinations up. Step to the right. 1, 2, 3. That's right. Just try and aim for my hands. Step to the right. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm going to take a swing now. I'm going to swing a couple times. 1, 2. Ready? You go. That's right. step. Now, you come up over my arm, and you punch me right in the side of the jaw. Guy goes down every time. So, 1, 2, 3. Hey, be careful there, Rocky. You got a hell of a punch there. You got a lot of anguish in you. Now, you see what I'm saying? Keep stepping to the right. Now, he'll turn. He'll start getting wise. Now, the fight should be pretty much over at this point, but if you have to, you go in a circle all the way around this guy. You don't make it easy, and you don't let those hands come down. You let those hands come down, he's going to punch you right in the eye again. Keep your hands up. He's going to go, oh, man, this guy knows something. The other thing you can do is you can kick him right in the leg. There ain't no baby games. There ain't no rules in street fighting. Guy comes up, kick him in the leg. You kick him down there by the leg, and the front leg coming at you. What's he going to do? He's going to look right down his leg. Looks down his leg. 1, 2, 3. So let's practice that. I'm coming at you. I'm charging in. Kick the guy's front leg. He goes off balance. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There you go. Just like dancing. I'm going to tell you what. I knew some guys that were dancers. And they were little, how people make fun of dancers, Oh, look at the guy in his leotards. Oh, look at him out there, They act like, all of them are, that way. And they want to pick on them. Everybody pick on them. I want to pick on the dancer. Well, I'll tell you what, those dancers get picked on from an early age. By about 14, 15, them boys know how to fight. So I'm going to tell you something. About 14, 15, don't be picking on no dancer. Oh, no. Not if you don't want to be picking your teeth up off the floor. Because they know how to fight. The only thing they know they like better than dancing is chasing girls. Or guys. I mean, some of them are. But, that it doesn't matter. Because the point is, what I'm getting at is they know how to take care of themselves. Because they've been exposed to it at an early age. And that's what you've got to learn. You've got to learn to fight back. And fighting back doesn't mean hurting someone or bullying someone back. It means protecting yourself, taking care of business, not letting somebody disrespect you and hurt you. Look at you. Look at that shiner on you. Now you go home tonight, your parents are going to throw a fit. You know what you tell them? Don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. I'm handling it. Chances are you're never going to see this guy again. He's not going to bother you. Okay? But the next guy's going to come along, and this guy's already done his work for him. And you're either going to roll over or you're going to say, back off, dude. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with standing up for yourself. Guy reaches over, tries to take food off your plate. You smack his hand. You tell him, hey, get your freaking hands off there. Get your own stuff. Guy wants to fight over it. You give him everything you got. You know why you give him everything you got? Because he won't take your food next time. But you keep letting him take your food, and he's going to take everything from you. Because what do you care? You let him have it. You let him have it. Do you understand? You can't go through life letting people push you around. And that's the problem. Some people think it'll go away. If I just do this, it'll go away. I'm sorry. It doesn't work that way. The more you let these guys think they can get away with stuff, the more they do, and they keep pushing and pushing and pushing. And they try to control, manipulate you, bully you around. It could be the dumbest thing, but they'll bully you around and think they're the cock of the walk and the big cat on campus. And you don't need that. You need to set boundaries. You need to be your own man. And you need to let people know you're someone you don't mess with. And that doesn't make you a bad guy. It makes you a good guy. It makes you a guy to be respected. I got respect for you coming here today. And I got respect for you coming here and you listening. And at least getting up off of your ass. Put your hands up and at least you tried. All right? Now you get yourself a full-length mirror, right? You get dressed, trying to look good for the ladies. You're standing there. You're checking yourself out. You look good. Practice your moves. Practice your moves. See where you're lacking. Get your hands up in front of your face. Like I said, not too close. Get too close, they punch your hand and knock you out. You knock yourself out. All right? There's a million videos on YouTube of guys fighting and practicing and boxing and everything else. Watch those videos. See how those guys make moves. Get some books. Learn some technique. Get yourself a nice heavy bag. Go down to the gym. Practice on a heavy bag. Get used to punching something. There's nothing wrong with balling up your fist correctly, thumb on the outside, make a nice fist, first two knuckles, your index and your middle finger, that's your target area. Your target area. You always want to use that. And there's nothing wrong with practicing a little bit, getting used to what it feels like to really crank one in there. You know? You practice a little bit, you get used to it, you get a little bit of muscle memory, your body gets used to what it's like to throw a punch, what it feels like to really get some power behind it. You'll be all right. You don't have to be a big tough guy. You don't have to go around hurting people. You don't have to practice by getting in real fights. You can learn just by working on a heavy bag. Time comes, believe me, you give somebody a nice good smack upside the head. Look what it did. You quit, right? You think he wouldn't like it either, would he? That's right. Next time it's going to be a little different because you're going to stand up for yourself. And you know what? I may never see you again, or even though you did stand up for yourself. But I want to tell you right now, I'm proud of you. I am. I'm proud of you for coming here and at least taking the time to learn. There's nothing wrong with fighting under the right circumstances. When that's right is when it's about you defending yourself. His rights end at the tip of your nose. Your rights end at the tip of his. If he can't understand that and something breaks out, there's nothing wrong with you sticking up for yourself. Not a thing. And if anything I've learned in life is true, you won't believe how you feel next time when it goes a little different. You won't be going down to the doctor getting a prescription, talking to me. You'll be down there talking at the bar, saying how you stood up for yourself. You don't even have to brag. They'll know. People don't mess with guys that know how to carry themselves. I'm telling you. You look more confident already, and I hope you have a good day rest of the day, okay? All right. Will you let me know how it turns out? All right? And remember, don't go looking for trouble. There's enough of it out there. You'll get your chance, Rocky. All right. See you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us for ASMR TirarADeguello. Please take a moment to rate and review this podcast. If you are interested in additional ASMR content, you may view our library of videos at youtube.com/TirarADeguello. The theme song, Atlantis, is by Jason Shaw of Audionautics.com and is used by permission. Correspondence, including questions or requests, may be sent to TirarADeguello@gmail.com. On behalf of Dr. Andrew Michaels, thank you.